Hey, Vox here. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of information. They released it late at night, which is an interesting thing. Maybe they wanted to get it in right before college football got theirs in because they're glory hogs. A lot of crossovers between Madden and college football. Some things definitely taken from college football into Madden. Let's get through it. I'll link to the actual full trailer if you want to watch it on your own. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long video because the blog is like 50 pages. It's crazy.
What's up, everyone? Kurt here. A lot of you
Kurt.
have been asking what's actually different in Madden NFL 26. Let me walk you through what I learned at the preview event in Orlando in today's gameplay deep dive. Trained on nearly a decade of real NFL data,
Okay, this is all nonsense.
a new AI-powered machine learning system informs all new.
You're not talking to your stockholders, buddy. All right, I know Kurt's not, but like this is like EA script, obviously. So I'm speaking of the plurality
Coach
that EA
tendencies,
is writing this.
QB signatures, and advanced player traits. With more strategic depth and authentic detail, making every game a distinct and dynamic challenge true to NFL team identities. Let's take a close
Okay. We're looking at like gameplay right here more so than what he's saying because a lot of this stuff is going to. Hey, I said rewind. Oh, I'm on the wrong keyboard. I'm a boomer. Watch this throw release.
Making every game a distinct
Oh, okay. Watch this throw release from Penix right here.
and dynamic challenge true to NFL team identities.
Huh? Oh, whoa. Like, am I in like 1.25 speed here? No, normal playback speed. Watch how quick this gets out.
True to NFL team identities. Let's take a closer look.
Okay, the reach mechanic is obviously new, and we'll talk about that maybe right here. Like, okay, so the reach mechanic's on like the right stick up, which I worry about, like reaching for goal line and stuff when I'm trying to truck somebody on the goal line. We'll see how they play because they say once you have the ball, you can reach for it. But when I'm trying to truck someone, I don't like how it's on the same button as a different thing that I'm also gonna be using as a ball carrier. So there might be like some conflicts there, like we saw during the not CFB beta, the Tecmo Bowl 96 beta, the issue with behind the line of scrimmage. I think it was like juking, and then there was another issue with like playmaker. But playmaker has been moved to like left trigger modifier, then playmaker, so that's different. But when you have one button doing two separate things during the similar action, I worry about conflicts like this. So I almost think the reach for it animation they should just move it. I don't know. Okay. Or give us custom controls like Clint talked about 5 years ago on the podcast.
Imagining quarterback play with new QB DNA, adding new levels of detail, quality.
See, this is cool stuff.
To the most iconic position in sports.
They mentioned it during the blog. Quarterbacks have their very own animations, which is something I've wanted for years. Like, players should look unique, and like Michael Vick had like one specific animation where he could like duck under and then like a couple guys engaged before that no other players could. It was a weird animation. You're probably not thinking of the same one I'm thinking of, but like there's like certain players having unique unlocks makes us want to use those players not only in MUT but in franchise, because like they say in FIFA, like the specific body types make them more powerful. So I feel like you could really make, and they kind of in the blog they talk about this too, the tall quarterbacks, them 6'6" freaks of nature, they can actually see the whole field in the middle of the field, where somebody like Kyler, you're gonna see a clip here in Kyler in a second year, it's just blowing my mind with the movement, whereas they can't see it as well, which is reality. So like pocket passes that are big have a benefit. So like Drew Brees is basically screwed in all aspects of it, but that's kind of what they said, that they want to balance quarterbacks out. There's a ton of information like this we're going to keep getting through.
Refresh passing animations and a variety of all new signature throwing styles for quarterbacks across the game. Make
right
each
there.
one.
Oh my goodness. Watch how fast this moves. I haven't seen Madden like this since old gen. I love it, dude. We asked them for years not to go to next gen movement. They finally realized, oh my gosh, we finally got enough feedback not to go to next gen movement, and we're going to switch it back. Look at how good this looks.
And a variety of all new signature throwing styles for quarterbacks across the game.
Like, look how fast that is.
Look, move, and feel more like themselves.
See, that's Kyler. So he's like balanced because he's smaller, but bro, you can juke behind the line of scrimmage now, which is really nice. It's gonna be so hard. I like. We'll see what kind of like. I like that you need to like perform like movements on your controller to beat guys versus like in CFB they had like the extender thing, or like guys with like brick walk and just auto break it. So like animations playing out. not as fun as actually using stick skill. Now, you can argue right stick is like the very bottom level of stick skill. It's kind of like insult comedy. It's the lowest level of comedy. But, like, it's still nice that it can happen. It's back in this year's game. So even though they're triggering animation here, I like that you actually have to do something to break past this guy versus just running around them 3,000 times like we did in Madden 22 with Derrick Henry.
Across the game, make each one look, move, and feel more like themselves. Some more detailed signatures are unique to star quarterbacks, like jump throws in the face of pressure by Caleb Williams, stylized back foot passes for Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels, and quick flips on the run for Josh Allen.
All
Plus,
awesome.
player-specific pocket movement, signature scramble locomotion, unique
Is that Joe Burrow?
arm slots, and unique footwork fundamentals.
I like it.
And a new set of 50 advanced player traits informed by real...
We'll talk about player tricks when we get there in the blog. I'm a little disappointed by them, but adding stuff like finesse stretcher for TJ Watt to get finesse moves more likely, it makes sense. It's like we kind of had a lot of this, though.
On-field player tendency data pushes the fidelity of NFL stars even further. All of it designed to match the real, nuanced movements and play styles of the league's quarterbacks. Real NFL coaches bring their strategic minds to gameplay with Coach DNA. New predictive play call AI, built on real coaching data straight from NFL sidelines, defines each team's unique identity.
This is great for offline franchise, and I'm not that kind of gamer anymore. I used to be a big one, although I was more about the GM aspects and the actual gameplay against the CPU. But I still think it's nice to like throw a bone to the offline crowd. So shout out to this.
Coaching styles like Dan Campbell's fourth down aggression, Kevin O'Connell's creative offensive approach, and more add new layers of strategy to every matchup. New dynamic coach suggestions provide play recommendations based on what your team's coach would dial up in specific game situations. And new counterintelligence offers smart play calling recommendations against opponent tendencies, making it harder for them to succeed when they keep running the same play over and over again. To authentically
See, the issue with like offering solutions to the same play over and over again is like Madden's problem throughout history, and it has gotten better in recent years, no doubt, is the fact that like it didn't matter what you called, you needed to put out very specific adjustments. Now we got the switch stick last year, for example, zone drops now we got individual zone drops. We'll talk about that in this next year's game. So like it's not necessarily like if people run certain concepts, the stock play calls will help to a certain extent, but it's the problem is a lot of people don't know the adjustments and the depth now in Madden where you can stop these, cheese plays. So I like their thoughts to help out people and like them getting spammed against online. Like you see in the Cut Mutt subreddit saying like, oh, I was running a stock defense and all of a sudden by the fourth quarter they figured me out. How is that? My team's better than theirs. It's like, well, they just adjusted and you clearly don't know how. So having the computer offer suggestions on like a lot of what we can, like man and zone beaters, like there's ones that beat everything. Yeah, it feels like a half solution to me, and I don't know I have no idea how you even fix that problem.
Reflect unique NFL coaching strategies and play calling tendencies, the team has expanded playbooks with new shifts, multi-motions.
Hang on, I wanted to see that. So I'm on Ross St. Brown in the backfield.
Coaching strategies and play calling tendencies.
Oh no! So this was the issue in Madden 25. Okay, so when you see somebody in motion, you see how they're manned up, they're matched up, they're moving, okay? The issue is they stop. The AI stops for some reason.
Strategies and play.
So this guy gets out leveraged because like the ball is being snapped right here. And so this guy has such a sideline leverage, it makes it easy to get it. So basically the defense is locked and dumb. And it's a major problem running man coverage against auto motion. So even though IRL, guys don't, for some reason, just hit like an invisible brick wall, like we're trying to like glitch Mario 64 to get an extra 1/10 of a second off to beat the world record. But like, it just makes defense miserable, which makes these auto motions. What the main reason why the auto motions are powerful is because of this glitch on defense. And they showed it in the trailer. In the trailer, they showed the glitch still happening.
Play calling tendencies, the team has expanded playbooks.
He's eventually able to get out there because he got a bad rack animation here. He eventually gets out there, but like, it's just so funny to me that he's manned up and he's what, out leveraged by what, 5 yards here.
The team is
because he had to stop at the line of scrimmage. So
expanded playbooks,
yeah,
with new shifts, multi-motion.
We just got to rely on like people green passing them, not blue passing them to get better rack animation, that kind of stuff. Let's just let it keep playing out.
And exotic blitz packages, highlighting more of the specific schemes that define a team's identity, with real-time NFL trends and new innovative plays to be added throughout the season. Physics-based offensive line.
Just give us play creator, please. Please. One of these years, play creator. Like, they added 1,000 new plays. That's cool. Half measure, give us play creator. Pretty please.
Block steering and new stunts and twists add strategic depth to your play calling. Wear and tear adds strategy to your roster management. And new dynamic subs let you swap out fatigued players for fresh legs without...
Let's talk about this. Wear and tear is a very controversial thing. In my opinion, I think it's great in franchise mode, great in dynasty, that kind of stuff in college. For online play, I would prefer it to be less and not matter that much. Like, especially Ultimate Team. I don't know. Cards are so expensive, and with the abilities that you use on them, if you say get war and tore enough that you can't like throw the ball accurately anymore with your quarterback, your backup's going to come in. And imagine like Madden 25 endgame quarterbacking with the abilities that you have, the abilities the defense have. Like, your guy gets war and tore where he can't hit a throw anymore. You bring the backup and he's throwing like, no ability passes and doesn't have trust, doesn't have the things that you need to basically play the game. And you're like, oh, okay, so now we just lose. Bro, just don't take sacks. I guess. I mean, very like shoot gaps, bro. Energy there. And then secondly, this is something I like. We talked about during the feedback of Tecmo Bowl 96 and not the college football 96 one. This is nice for the offense. The defense, truly, because the best offenses generally quick snap you or audible formation, then quick snap you, because defenses, you only got 5 seconds to get your audibles up. Sometimes even less is the formation sub. You guys slow jog over. Or sorry, your formation flip. You guys slow jog over, so they're not even positioned by the time you're making adjustments. So it's like the quick snapping makes it terrible on the defense, that this doesn't really like help that much. But on offense, being able to sub your guys in so they don't get war and tore left foot is cool. I don't know. I don't love it that much for online gameplay. I hope it's minimal.
Players for fresh legs without pausing the action. Custom defensive zones unlock the control to strategically adapt coverage in real time, and improved pass coverage logic enhances defender reactions to receiver routes. To accurately represent the...
I guess I'll show these custom stem route again. Yeah, like you can stem like deep zones all the way to the line of scrimmage. Not that it does anything, but custom stemming certain routes, certain ways, awesome. Helps you defeat certain concepts that aren't there. Again, it's going to be hard to get a lot of it off before they just quick snap you, right? So this one's not nearly as important as, I don't even know if they advertised it during this video. The pre-snap adjustment of your safeties, where you can have them close to the line of scrimmage, backed off, line to the wide side, like field side, strong side, that kind of stuff. That is way more impactful and a really cool addition that they mentioned in the blog. They don't mention it here.
Defensive zones unlock the control to strategically adapt coverage in real time, and improved pass coverage logic enhances defender reaction.
I still like that they made the deep zone deeper. What does that do? Don't deep zones, and the point is that they're always deeper than the deepest. I don't know what deep zoning them further even would have done there.
Actions to receiver routes. To accurately represent the elite skill of NFL athletes, the team overhauled player movement across every mode, with the confidence that these superstars will move in Madden 26 like they do on game day. Modernized depth charts introduce more authentic positional roles, identify mismatches, and dial up.
This has been asked for years.
Gadget slot, built for versatile offensive weapons like Deebo Samuel. On defense, left and right edge replace defensive end. Linebackers now use authentic Sam, Mike, and Will designations. Specialized nose tackle and long snapper positions are properly acknowledged. Football is always more fun when Mother Nature becomes a factor. And new football weather in Madden 26 will affect gameplay and your game plan. Extreme.
I really hope this isn't online. Imagine being able to choose like this is very much the blue field, blue uniform energy. Choosing an all white whiteout uniform with a snow game. You'll be like real life Sam Darnold seeing ghosts here, man. Man, I didn't know if there was Jack Frost or a Mike linebacker there in the middle. What was this? What's going on, dude?
Conditions like heavy snow, fog, rain, and wind will impact visibility, player
Please don't
movement,
be online.
stamina, and ball security. With real weather, real data, and real coach and player tendencies, this looks like the best Madden to date, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it.
It'll be the best Madden if like Mutt's halfway good, but I'm not sure it has been. All right, so I'm going to try not to take up too much more time since I hit a lot of the big points during the trailer. I'll link this in the description also. So signature identity, I talked about that. I love specific animations for specific people to make the game more in depth. Okay, 100%. I'm not gonna go through every single throw motion difference. They got different names for different throws. They got different on the run scramble looks. All world quarterback Patrick Mahomes got signature locomotion sets. All amazingly done. There's also 3 unique base arm slots. We saw a screen grab of it during the trailer. Over the top, 3/4 high and 3/4 lows. But what's cool is like Matthew Stafford will be able to dynamically change from them. I love it, dude. Give me bonuses for certain cards. Yeah. More. Oh, never mind. Here's a screen grab right here. It populated. Here, quarterback mechanics and controls. Okay, so traits. I was hoping for more, right? Because a lot of this stuff is like tendencies. I don't know if like finesse rusher means they have bonuses percentage-wise to executing the mode or move, or they're just gonna attempt it. Because then we already had finesse rusher, right? It was just last year it was called like swim move, or last year was it was called like swim move or something as that like tendency. But like if I have bull rush, bullish, does that mean like if my power move is like 93 plus bullish? Does that mean my move's going to have a better chance of success, or I'm just going to throw it more often? Because, like, when it's like throw it more often, yeah, that's neat, but I wish it had a little bit better chance of success on top of it, so that way, like, the trait actually means something to me as a player, versus, like, this is, like, they're going to throw the bull rush attempt in order to make it look like the player on the field. So, like, I don't know how do I explain, like, you know how there's I guess graphics versus gameplay. Like having bullish and the guy throw the bull rush move, even though it doesn't change anything like on the outcome, that's cool graphics. But like I want the value there, that the gameplay that shows that it's gonna be effective. Now you'd be like, oh, but 93 power move is gonna be effective, Fox. Duh, it's really high. It's like, yeah, but like give me like 5% chance better of success on bullish. It's something small, but like having the traits actually a bonus to the card versus like, okay, it's going to look different on the field. Okay, so that way like you'll want cards with the traits. Now there's some traits that definitely make you play better. Undisciplined versus disciplined for franchise penalties that are on. What are the ones that make you play better? Play ball defender, play receiver, aggressive receiver, that kind of stuff. That will like play out on the field as like you'll actually be better off. We don't know right now which one's the better way if we want to play receiver or try and play ball as a corner. If like, do we want somebody that's going to aggressively try for an interception? If they consistently miss, that's actually a negative. So we don't know if that's positive or negative based on those traits early on. We will find out, I'm sure, not too long into the game though. There's more stuff. Oh, yeah. gas guzzler, a tendency to use effort on pass rush moves. They talk about this below in the pass rush sets, and we'll talk about it then. AI improvements, cool for the offline guys. They say this every year about AI quarterbacks getting better or smarter or, more impactful to their awareness ratings. I'll believe it when I see it, and not every quarterback. We saw like 60 overall Mountain West quarterbacks in college football last year dot us up too frequently. So, jury's out. All this, I guess, is jury's out. Coach DNA, they're going to make the coaches more like the coaches. The only thing I worry about this in franchise mode is, for years, better playbooks have had better winning records. You chose Dallas because there's a favoritism towards the Cowboys in this game. You chose their playbook. All of a sudden, you won, 4 more games a season, it felt like. So, we'll see how much Coach DNA plays into it. Is that going to be a big deal? Is if I boot up in franchise and I'm using Pittsburgh playbook as my sim, am I going to lose a lot more games because of it? I hope not. That seems very dumb. But coaching matters, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be built into the coaches itself and their quality. Coach should almost have attributes. Even though they do have unlocks, they do have abilities. Adaptive counters. I talked about this during the video. It's kind of a half measure. Not sure that it really matters because money plays are money plays. So even telling them, cover one's going to cover, it's not really going to do its job. The contain is going to contain the quarterback. Yeah, unless they know how to double team your edge, then you're still screwed no matter what you call. Coach speak. La 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 la. I think I don't remember this. Yeah, this is just play calls. Coaching AI. Yeah, that one didn't really matter. Playbooks, more motions and shifts, stunts, twists, defensive pressure, coaching adjustments, 1,000 new plays. The big thing here, though, the auto motion, okay? Where's the thing about the defense? On the defensive side of the ball, players have been clamoring for stunts, twists for years. Yeah, stunts and twists are in just like they are in college. More strategy and play customization. So we'll see if we can find some good old nanos off of them. But it's great for sim stuff. I like this. We'll see if a 4-man pass rush can actually be positive with it. The issue, I think, okay, so they're talking about exotic pressures and stuff. The issue with Madden oftentimes is how they hack together good offensive line AI is basically okay, you know what the defense is going to send at you, right? The offensive line is psychic. So if you overload one way, overload the other, the offensive line is going to slide and pick it up regardless, and the offensive player doesn't have to do anything, which is fine, I guess. So that way the game is more enjoyable for a wider range of people. Ideally, you'd be able to set up these simulated pressures, and then the offense sees it, and then they have to adjust to it. So if they adjust right to try to pick up that side, but you send it from the other side, guess what? You're now having Lawrence Taylor against a running back, and that's a sack. Something like that. Okay? But it's not really that way. And this would be a 10-minute video. I could talk about offensive line blocking and picking up and how it should be versus how it is. But as far as it is right now, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the psychic O-line basically picking up every blitz Madden sends at it, stock or even not stock. The only ones that it doesn't really get picked up is if you mug, you loop, and loop. That's why I'm okay with it, because there are counters for loop, and we'll always have new blitzes to send, but having counters and stuff the way they have it is fine. It's just it's so weird because there's nothing the defense can do other than wait for random sheds to get pressure, right? Out of whatever 1,000 new plays they sent, whatever pressure, the offense line is going to pick it up. I don't think there'll be a single stock blitz that will be a single stock block without going 6 against 5. So it's hard, dude. It's hard for EA to solve that problem, though. All right, coach adjustments. Oh, yeah, they talk about it right here. Safety's playing deep, prevent, tight, or close. This is a big deal. This is the biggest thing that we're going to see on a down-to-down basis online. The RPO. I noticed this in the Tecmo Super Bowl 96 beta, not the college football one. RPOs are played a lot better. They really are. The run game's better, but RPOs were actually played well, and it was hard to trick them with like what's the RPO peak zone? That kind of stuff was not nearly as effective. Zone drops, you see the play art update and have the ability to reset your adjustments to default by clicking L stick left 3. Okay, they got rid of conservative. This is a good thing, I feel like. The good thing is also cover ball mechanic. On competitive, as long as the cover ball is active before a tackle starts, you'll be totally immune to fumbles. I can't wait for like you me to be holding down RB and like I get taken into an animation and then like a boomstick comes out of like, I don't know, the freaking heavens. And like because I'm in a different animation now, my RB doesn't get taken. And like by like whatever 0 and 1 gods are out there. And then another guy, I get hit and I fumble. I'm like, I thought it was immune. But I do like on sim style, it's only greatly reduced because we've seen some important plays changed over the years on running backs who are supposed to hang on to the balls and fumbling. Wasn't Troy Vincent in a big one? With that said, that's football weather. I like that. I like that weather changed. I just hope it's not online in the online multiplayer. Just leave it in Dynasty. COD, speed, acceleration, all changing. Harder to kick and throw. More broken tackles. Tackles slide out the wet field. Drop pass and fumbles. Are they having worse pass rush? Pass rush should be worse too. The cold weather teams will play better in the cold, and the warm weather teams will play better in the heat. So a little bit extra home field advantage. I mean, we already have home field advantage online. It's called, how quickly I can connect to it, like the button delay. Community. Okay, so here are the community requests. And I already got my bone. I already set my bone with player movement, how it should have been this way 4 years ago. I lost 4 years of my life to this bad movement now. I could have been something if we had arcade movement, man. Life was not supposed to be like this. But better late than never, dude. Just listen to us in the first place. Come on, Clint. Come on. I know you heard it. I know you were standing there. You were like, nope, it's going to be better. You'll get used to it. Well, look at where we are now. Majority of the feedback said movement in college was better. It's weird that it took college football to come in here for you to believe us. Sometimes I feel like I'm speaking at a wall, dude. Depth chart positions. We saw this in the trailer. www.w.com. Pass coverage. They've hired Super Bowl winning NFL defensive backs coach to our design team. I mentioned in a tweet like a lot of marketing stuff. There's a lot of marketing stuff. Like, oh, sure, dude. But then did you lay off like a bunch of employees though, EA? We shouldn't be talking about hiring and firing right now. Cover 4. So the cover 4 match. You know what? I really hope they turn the match coach adjustment back on or off. I don't like that they got rid of it. Give me the customization if I want match, if I don't watch match, because you know what? At first I was like, why'd they take it? Why'd they put this on? And then I'm like, you know what? It's kind of cool to have that customization on because I can always reset it during the play and stuff. But like having match, being able to turn cover 4 match on or off pre-snap is good. Just because of, more customization better. But I don't know why they ended up getting rid of that option. So now you can call quarters and palms and it doesn't switch to a spot drop against 4 strong. Updated China call. We revamped the China call concept in our quarters, palms, and 3 match coverages versus combos with one receiver on the short route. And then 2 receiver goes deep. Yeah, so quickly recover against it. Deep half defenders reach their landmark quicker. The problem with cover 2 in this game and deep halves, obviously sideline shots are open a lot, but man, it's the mid zone, dude. The guys don't turn and run. Now, they did mention in this blog that guys are going to turn and run and get to their spots, but I haven't seen a quality mid zone like, Tampa 2. I don't think I've ever seen quality Tampa 2 in Madden. You'd always have to switch your guy to a deep middle zone to play a Tampa 2 in this game for some reason. Mid zones should work, but they don't. Man coverage. Okay. Man coverage was insane in college football beta. I mean, the Tecmo Super Bowl 96 beta. It was like absolutely bonkers. So if Madden added this, and I didn't see anything about this in college football, but still man coverage versus route running, it like didn't matter, dude. The only thing I was able to get open was like tight end slants. Literally the only thing. Like zigs didn't get open. It was crazy. Okay, so what they say, if the defender's aligned with the outside leverage of the snap, the receiver will have much lower chance when cut to the outside. Even when he does, the amount of separation gain will be far less if they cut to the inside. This means a step of separation when it's outside versus 2-3 separation will make it a cut the opposite direction. What I like, I like that they say is 2 to 3 step separation if you have it wrong. W. The issue is that going to actually happen, right? Because they do talk about the lockdown man coverage defender is going to have no opening against a lot of these guys, which is okay if the attributes are that different. But the one thing I do like, one thing I don't like is so man coverage is going to be crazy, but all they did was they took away interception opportunities. I mean, I hate that, right? I would much prefer if my guy's there, give me the ball versus the guy's always going to be there, but he's going to drop the pass. Okay, it's would I rather have an absentee father or a father that's there but it hits me every day? Give me the absentee father, okay? You know what? Give me the interceptions and have the man coverage be a little bit worse, okay? So we refine logic and AI control defender. The one thing that's cool about man coverage, and I really hope it's balanced, is where is it in here? Increased high ball recognition, rack throws, mid-air interactions. That's all nice. But there is a way of, route committing. So, there's shading and then there's route commit. So, if somebody's killing you on a corner route out of one guy, you can route commit it. And it makes it even better. You can either route commit one person or you can route commit all your defensive backs for, play outside no matter what. So, even if you got, the Keystone Cops at a corner, you can route commit that way and shut them down if they're going to do any outbreakers. Now, I don't know if this is good or bad because, if you can do, every, you stop every outbreaking route, okay, with this, then all you do is have, 3 defenders in the middle of the field, a deep mid, and, your user, and, you have no chance of beating them outside, and then I stack the middle with 3 guys. I'm a little oh, yikes. What's getting open, man? I guess Ziggins because they're outside a lot too, and then beating can we get audible double side Ziggins? Is that going to be our offense? I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about an auto win thing though, especially in man coverage. And lock it down. But these are the only things we'll know when we get our hands in the game and the meta gets set. Or have nothing but sideline. Nah, I think you'd shade out versus shade inside and then have outside. Man, having cloud flats with shaded in. Then you user rush. Oof. No, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. It might be not as dramatic as I'm thinking it is. Physics-based gameplay. They say this every year. This is marketing, dude. Stop. I know you got to say this every year. Is it in your contract with the NFL? Has to be physics-based. Okay, man, they did mention Boom Tech, which is crazy to me. By far the worst addition to gameplay I've seen in years is Boom Tech. I might be overstating that, but dude, this was wonky, man. This was I'm hitting you with the force. They even mention, without really saying exactly, you kind of got tackled sometimes where you didn't have anybody in your lineup with you. So, ball carriers being impacted. They did a lot of yada, yada, yada. You can read on your own. Be hey, yeah, it's kind of messed up, but we've also added Boom Tech to all these other things. So Boom Tech was going to go away, but at this point, it's just marketing, right? We'll see how the tackling ends up happening. Wrap catch tackles for DBs. The catch points are a big hit. 700 new tackle animations for launch. Hopefully that, makes it look a little smoother overall. I got a tweet earlier. I'm scrolling back for it about offensive line blocking at some point looked funny. Let me see it now. I don't see it right now. Okay, well, let's move on. I want to look at that before. Wear and tear, we talked about that. Block steering. So you could basically, the offensive line, defensive lineman is going to be more momentum-based versus, in previous years, leverage system. Basically, in previous years, and I mentioned this, that it was I wonder if Madden's different because college football definitely didn't have this down right. defensive lineman and offensive lineman would sit there like, two dancing bears going back and forth with each other. They wouldn't actually have like leverage on the defensive side of the ball. And on stretches, like offensive linemen, they'd have a predetermined 3-yard stretch, and then everybody stops, right? We all sit there and start doing some sort of dance back and forth, like I talked about with the dancing bears. So now it's telling us, well, I believe it when I'll see it, with block steering and momentum, that it's going to keep going and the leverage will work, right? If the defensive tackle is responsible for the B gap and the guard on a stretch needs to get in front of it, get the head in front, it's now going to be based off attributes. Who's going to actually have that? Who's going to get cut off? Because run fits oftentimes did not matter because the defensive linemen did not respect their run fit. They just went and played head up on whoever guard, center. So now I slant my D-line one way at the snap of the ball. They'll be slanting that way, and they'll actually still be able to play that stretch if I can slant the correct way. Now, if I slant the wrong way, that's going to be bad traditionally, because now I'm going to take my front four out of the play, and now it's going to be a ton of leverage based off, the tackle might be free, tight end might be free, who knows? And now they're leading up to second level, and that's going to be a big play. So I really hope leverage matters. I hope run fits actually matter. And if I'm as a user, if I have a run fit and I get to the run fit, I hope that actually matters versus now that defensive lineman, right as the running backs get into the line of scrimmage, is going to switch sides of the offensive lineman. So therefore the run fits don't matter because they just mess up and they don't respect their run fit. Pass block mechanics. How much does you guys need to know? They're making something called Untarget Defender, which is new, which is an insanely good addition. I didn't even think of this, man. Usually a lot of their things that they put in these things, I've been suggesting it for quite a while. Untarget Defender never even crossed my mind, man. That's such a good addition because so much of blocking blitzes is to try and get the user defender untargeted by the offensive lineman. So loop blitzes, basically all right, try to get my left guard not to recognize the user as going to rush, so that way the left guard can take this guy, the center can shift over, the right guard can take the looper, that kind of stuff. So having an untargeted defender is such a good addition because, okay, now I'm going to look for the rest of it with my offensive lineman. And if the guy does come, okay, yeah, I made a bad gamble and the user rushed me up. Yeah, that's fine. Now, I will say during the Tecmo Super Bowl 96 beta, when I did test this out when I untargeted a defensive lineman, but they only rushed 4. They ended up getting picked up anyways because, you drop back into a stance as a pass blocker, and then eventually, they're only sending 4, there's 5. I'll pick him up, okay? Even though he's untargeted. So it's really cool, and it brings a lot of a chess to the game of picking up blitzes. Protection on fly functionality, you switch the direction of your protection with a flick of the right stick. Use the new untarget mechanic with the right stick flick up. Bring out the adjustment without having to do that. Okay, cool. So new tools, new adjustments. They come out the huddle with it set one way or the other based off empty sets having just full no protection, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so protects a lot better, dude. Wait. Pass rush updates too. Here it is. The stamina thresholds that control how many moves can be performed per play have been removed. Instead, each move will cost a dynamic amount of stamina based on the defender's pass rush move ratings. We've changed the functionality of R2-RT so that holding down for the acceleration burst gives you speed you want and different sheds and counters that are more explosive, like faster wins but carry risk of burning through stamina quicker and passing downs or when using pass commit. Think of it as an effort mechanic, of which the new gas guzzler trait has been built around. So I like this. The issue is we're just going to use this every single play. Right? It's being taped down, dude. If we're using D lineman, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna use as much gas as possible. I don't know what the balancing of this is. Obviously, lower fatigue, you have to rotate more. And then if you're a user D lineman, just switch D lineman every play to get the guy with the highest stamina, that kind of stuff. we'll see how it plays out. But I don't expect user D-line rushing to be that fantastic. It never really has been in Madden, outside of some rare instances where like you can get auto wins based off having Colossus in your, and the offensive line doesn't have like secure protectors. AI improvements. We hear this every year, dude. All right, AI. Yeah, okay. We think our players will always find the offense, so we'll set Man City with a much more aggressive defense. Did AI write this? I don't know, man. AI is reading it right now. I'm just a figment of your imagination, not a real person. This is actually Allen Iverson type defense, right? That's kind of how it's felt last couple years. You'll also see run-fit defenders far more aggressive getting downhill. RPO improvements. A and B gap defenders will be more aggressive and playing the run first. C, D, and E gap coverage defenders look to play the pass first. Real-time coaching AI. Man, they're just slamming that word in. Man, that's... Dude, they're using AI like I use margins like writing college papers, man. Oh, 1-inch margin. Let's do like 1.1. Let's just like keep throwing AI in there to try to impress people. Superstar abilities no longer have built-in guarantees to them. So like it'll increase chances close to 50% when specific conditions of the ability are met. So it's still a big deal. Not guaranteed outcomes like knockout abilities. I like that they said anchor extender and agile extender. That didn't work anyways. They were already no help. So maybe they actually got buffed with this. If they actually worked 50% more. Inside stuff and no outsiders getting nerfed is going to help out the run game dramatically too. Hotspot celebrations. That is neat to add new celebrations. Don't really care myself though. I'm more of a Barry Sanders type, hand the ball to the referee type deal. Modern, so they increase the amount of skill trainer things. That's a big W. There's a lot of beginners in this game, so helping them out in any way possible is huge. Oh, and then full route trees available by default in the passing hot routes. Yes, this should have been that way always. Hot route master. It was okay to help balance out pocket quarterbacks and mobile quarterbacks, but in the end, I hated playing the game without hot route master. So let's figure it out a different way. There'll be only 2 game without the need for a client update. I like this is going to help out like the... How do I say this politely? People with ability to believe a lot more conspiracy theories than others. Basically, it's going to be really funny this year saying, Clint messed with my gameplay, right? They don't even need to update the client anymore. They'll be messing my numbers up on the back end, dude. More agile and responsive. Dude, the group text is going to light up at EA. Like, oh, here there he was, drop back in the pocket, had an easy touchdown, and then I quickly changed the gameplay, and his quarterback threw the ball out of bounds. And then, like, it'll just be like, dude, everything, QA is going to light up, marketing, accounting, they're going to go crazy just watching my rage at these safely modified times during the season. There was the one thing about quarterbacks in here that I didn't do about tall. Oh, no, I talked about that during the trailer, didn't I? Tall versus short quarterbacks seeing all over the offensive line. I'm probably missing more. It was a long read, and I hope I helped you guys understand this. Sorry, long video. Thanks for watching. We'll, of course, see more. Please sub. I'll see you later.